Okay, now we know what HVAC is. So, does it make sense for me to do? So what does it look like in the day in the life of somebody who's working in HVAC, specifically residential? The first thing that you need to know is that it's 100% customer oriented. You will be going into people's homes where they live and have to deal with them and fix things that are broken, and also just have a very good amount of customer service and client relations that come with it. There are areas that are not so nice to get into. There are attics, there are crawl spaces, there are basements, there are hoarders, there are lots of cats and dogs and animals, and you name it. There is just everything under the sun. There's wasps, there's bees, there's lots of things that can go wrong. There's electricity, there's natural gas, there's fire, there's refrigerant, chemicals, you name it. All of it is included inside this job. And so it isn't something where you can just go and it is inherently completely safe. However, there is so much safety protocols and there's so many different opportunities to really keep yourself safe that I would say that that isn't a huge argument. I will say that if you're allergic to bees or you're allergic to certain pets and animals, that is something that you are going to want to have to make sure that you bring up in the interview to begin with. You do need to get into crawl spaces. You do need to be able to get into attics. You need to lift ladders. A lot of that has to go with the physicality of this job. If there are lots of back issues or knee issues, then you need to decide if this job in the interview, when you're talking to them, if there's going to be a huge amount of that type of movement that's going to affect you, and also make sure that you're wearing the appropriate PPE, knee pads, helmets, things like that, back braces whenever you're lifting this stuff. When you are working in this industry, there is a lot that you do need to do. You need to be physical, you need to be able to problem solve, and you need to be able to talk to clients effectively, and you need to be trustworthy. The reason why these things are so important is because now, more than ever, you need to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to build trust with the client. If you have a criminal background, that may be something that throws a huge hitch in this. It isn't every time. There's lots of clients or lots of companies that'll be able to work with people that have that. But for a lot of companies, they're very strict on who they hire because you are going to be going into people's homes. You're going to be handling credit cards, you're going to be handling cash, and you need to make sure that you are trustworthy and be able to prove that to the company. That's how it kind of looks. You're going to have to be able to get into weird tight spots. You're going to have to deal with weird clients. You're going to have to deal with weird locations and insects and animals. And you're going to have to come out smiling and making it an amazing experience for the client that you were just at, regardless of what happened, and be able to reset yourself and not bring that into the next client. So that sounds like something that you can do. Customer oriented, trustworthy, be able to lift stuff, be able to move around. Then let's continue on to the next video. And let's just kind of see what the training is going to be like when you get hired onto a company, see if that fits in with the mold, and then after that, we'll get into the details of what you need to do to get started. See you in the next video.